In my first two films, when I was working with Akshay, I realized that here is an actor who doesn't even himself know what he is capable of. So before Aathi, he had 13 flops. People probably did not see him beyond that action image, and what action he was doing in his era, nobody was able to match it. Akshay had told me, Vipul, don't do this. This is stretching it too far. People will not like it. And I said, no. When he's performing, you forget that you are directing. Generally, his first or second take is brilliant. So you don't need to go beyond one or two takes. If I'm making a film on jealousy, I should make that guy really, really jealous. Jealousy is a very negative emotion, but it's a very natural emotion. Sometimes takes almost 1-2 months for an actor to agree to do a film. In India, the hand-to-hand combat was not done well.
Right.
So when I met Vidyut, this is the chance to change that.
INDICUS Photo Durable Exterior Paint with Duro Color Technology.
Joyalika's world's favorite jeweler diamond wedding collection by Pride.
Aashik, India's #1 trusted gold buyers. We release pledged gold instant cash payment.
So, what was it like to be on this side of the camera and see Amitabh Bachchan act?
It's a mesmerizing feeling because when he's performing, you forget that you are directing. You just get absorbed into what he's doing on camera. And it's unimaginable how small things he does to that scene which makes it so beautiful. So you are absorbed. Sometimes you even forget to call cut. And then you realize, okay, I've got a brilliant shot from him, and generally his first or second take is brilliant. So you don't need to go beyond 1 or 2 takes. And he's extremely well prepared. He doesn't let you know his preparation, and his preparation is not visible in his craft, which is what I think makes him the most amazing actor to work with.
Right. So then we come to Waqt. How did that come about?
So in those days, again, this was another play which was written by JD and written by Aathi, produced by JD. They were together. They had started a company called Heads of Production, and they had made this play. And so because they were my very, very good friends, they are like my brothers. So we have discussed that. I had gone to see the grand rehearsal. So in between, at one stage, they said, maybe this is not, really becoming the kind of script that we want. So I said, okay, you don't want to make a play, forget it. I want to make a film out of it.
The same script. Okay.
Same script. But then they cracked it. And what they cracked was outstanding, amazing, brilliant. So I went to see the grand rehearsal, and I don't remember crying so much in any film or play or anything. I was bawling. And I said, I don't know this play is going to be a blockbuster hit, but whatever may happen to this play, I want to make this into a film. And they agreed, and they said, yeah, of course, why not? You Aathi is done well, so do this. And I met Amitji and Akshay, and I narrated the script in 5 minutes. And literally in those days, we used to narrate 5-10-minute script, and they would agree. So they both agreed, and the film was born like that. And that's how Waqt was made.
So you said literally 5 or 10 minutes. Today, what is this difference? They ask for the full bound script or something like that?
Today you have to narrate the full script, they read it. It takes almost, and none of the reactions are very instinctive. They are very thought out.
Okay.
So it sometimes takes almost 1-2 months for an actor to agree to do a film, because they go through so many discussions with the director, with the writer, with their own team, in their mind. So today the process is far more elaborate. In those days, it was very, very quick. We would narrate it in 10 minutes, and yes or no, it would be like instinctive.
Do you think that's also one of the reasons today films are not as... I know I'm generalizing. There are nice, good films being made today as well. But I'm saying the number of, because they went... Do you think earlier people succeeded more because they went with a gut instinct?
See,
I'm not saying thinking is not important, but you said overthinking, right? There's like a little too much about, I think today there is this thing about, will this work? Will this not work? Will the audience accept me in this role? Whether something will happen? I think there's too much of that happening now, which did not happen earlier.
I think, see, I have no problem with any actor taking as much time to decide.
Right.
I feel once you decide, then you give it yourself to the director.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I understand, and I think every actor has got the full right
Yeah.
to, take as much time as he wants or as many meetings as he wants to discuss and debate and then agree to do a film. And then I think after that they should just say, okay, I am now happy, I have made my decision, now it's up to you, you make your film your way.
Right.
I think that is the important thing. I don't see that as a very big problem.
Okay.
I don't see that.
Right. And after Waqt became a success, and that was, like you said, you like to change genres. So Aankhein is a crime thriller. Waqt is a solid family melodrama. And then we come to Namaste, London.
Yeah.
That's a sort of a modern day Manoj Kumar movie. Would you describe it like that?
No, see, that is because of one scene on the boat that
Right.
people feel it's Manoj Kumar film, but it's not actually.
It's, I mean, just a flavor, I thought. It's like
Could be.
Yeah.
If you want to feel that there was this love story with patriotism as one element of the script, yeah, you can then compare it to some of the Manoj Kumar's work.
So what was the germ of that film? What made you say, I want to make this theme?
So I think Akshay had heard this happening to a guy in London. So in that sense, it's a true story. But it was only till interval where the girl went to London and she said, what marriage? It's not registered, so this London will not accept it. So I'm not married to you. And then whatever happened in those guys' life. And that idea Akshay told me. And I said, this is a fantastic idea to make a film. And he said, but what will you do in the second half? I said, oh, I'll figure out. And I'll get back to you. I'll tell you what we can do in the second half. And then whatever I developed, and I went to him and he said, oh, this is superb, let's do it. And that's how it happened. So there was a lot of contribution from Akshay's side in selecting that story for the film.
Now, you were associated with Akshay Kumar for 3 projects?
This was my third project. Namaste was my third project.
Third project, yeah. When you start working with the same actor and he becomes maybe like a default choice for you because there's a comfort level working with you, how does that impact your writing?
Not so at all. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Do you start seeing Akshay in that role is what I was trying to ask.
No, I don't. When I'm writing, I don't think about that. And I tell you, in my first 2 films, when I was working with Akshay, I realized that here is an actor who doesn't even himself know what he is capable of.
Okay.
And he's been labeled as this action hero. And he's just, in that era, he was just changing to comedy. He was changing his choice of films.
Yeah.
But people were not taking him seriously. Maybe he never was considered a great actor or good actor by any reviewers. So he also kind of was, I don't care, space. But I thought that he had too much, a lot more to offer.
What gave you that idea?
Because when you're working, you come to know how he's approaching a scene, how easily he's able to switch from, yesterday we were doing a comic scene, but today we are doing a serious thriller moment, and how easy it is for him to just jump. And there was no baggage of what he had done last, and it was not breaking the character. So I was seeing it in both the films, and both the films had 2 very different characters, right? So I could see that he's comfortable doing a lot of things as an actor which probably nobody gives him credit for. And then I realized that nobody has actually in his career made him a Punjabi Munda. He's a total Punjabi guy at heart and soul. But nobody had presented him that way. And that was the thing that Namaste is going to give him that space for him to be himself, the Punjabi Munda, the carefree guy, fun-loving guy, and all of that. And he was just like smooth as silk into the film because that's what comes most naturally to him.
So in all the years that he was doing action roles, the Khatronka, whatever it is, Khiladi roles, nobody ever presented him as a Punjabi.
No, the fun-loving Punjabi boy as we were.
That's not there.
That was his first film as
Wow.
Punjabi
And
boy.
then Sing is King,
And
which
then
you
Sing is
produced.
King. And then there are 30 more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, because people probably did not see him beyond that action image and what action he was doing in his era, nobody was able to match it.
Yeah.
So people would go to him only for action.
Yeah. And he was trained in martial arts.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. So,
And he is supremely fit and
Yeah.
what all he can do with his body is amazing. So
Yeah.
people saw him that way. And then comes a time when suddenly you realize that, hello, this guy is really, really underrated. And now today everybody talk about him as the most dependable actor and this, that, the other. But I had seen that when I was working with him in Aathi and Waqt.
yeah. So I'm reminded of this because you're talking about Akshay, but it applies to any actor or director. Over time, they become successful, something like that. But sometimes there is a row of movies that don't do well. Like I said, it's not about Akshay alone. It's about how do you suggest that? I'm not asking you to give advice, but what, in your opinion, is the best way to get through a slump?
Keep working.
That's it.
That is the only way. And that's the exact formula of Akshay.
Okay.
So before Aathi, he had 13 flops in a row.
Right.
And Aathi was his major hit. Then came another phase before Sing is King. He had few flops, 5 or 6. Sing is King came. Before Holiday, he had 6 or 7 flops. Then came Holiday and Baby. And there was a series of very, very highly respectable films. And his performance was hugely appreciated. So, and I have discussed this with him. And he says that, look, it is beyond my control. Filmmaking is about 200 people coming on that set and contributing. I am just one of them. I am the face of it. So I have to take the blame maximum. But I am not the only one who is making the film. The film is made by the writer, the director, the DOP, the production, everybody.
Yeah.
So you can't control certain things. It's beyond you.
Yeah.
You select a good idea, you give your best, and then leave it to God.
Yeah.
And keep working.
Yeah.
Don't get disappointed if your films are not doing well. And that's how he's come out of these patches time and again. And again, there was a lot of criticism about some of his films recently. And then he came with Kesari 2 and delivered a knockout performance, did a good box office number. Everybody started talking, oh, Akshay is still around. He's always going to be around. He's not going to go away anywhere. Because he's a sincere actor who wants, and he's supremely professional. So there is no reason for producers or directors to not go to him with great roles.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And some film will, come together right, and the journey will start again. And then everybody will say, oh, he's a hit machine, and there's all that. So again, people change their opinion with success. So, but I think Akshay has seen too much of it. So I don't think, I'm sure when the film doesn't do well, where you put in so much effort, hurts. But I'm sure he's philosophically grown in a space where he doesn't stop himself there. He moves on.
Yeah. Did you consider Akshay for your next film, which is London Dreams?
There is a very interesting story. Salman gave that film to me, and I went to Akshay for Ajay's
Gave
role.
the film, matlab, somebody wrote it and...
So Rajkumar Santoshi was doing that film.
Right.
And they had started shooting the film and it had got stalled for some various reasons.
Right.
And Salman called me and he said, look, this script I really like and would you want to take it up? So I said, Raji has to bless me, otherwise I can't. So I met Raji and Raji said, yeah, do it. I have no problem. That's how I came on board. And then I rewrote it according to my sensibilities. And I wanted Akshay to do the part which Ajay played eventually. But Salman and Akshay had a date diary which was absolutely impossible to match. So then, so I had gone to Akshay only for that part,
For the Ajay Devgan part.
Ajay Devgan's part. But the diaries didn't meet, and then I went to Ajay, and people told me that how are you going to convince people that Ajay can be a rock star? He doesn't dance, he doesn't do. I said, yeah, but Ajay has got this amazing attitude, and that's what I want to work on. Not every rock star is a dancer. So I said, you look at so many performers, Mick Jagger and this, that, they don't dance on the stage. There was Michael Jackson and many others. But many have not danced on the stage. But they have that attitude which is, captivating. And Ajay has that attitude. So I want to try out. And that's how Ajay and Salman came.
London Dreams was the first of your films. See, I'm not talking about Aathi because that is a crime thriller and the genre itself is crime. But then you made Waqt and you made, Namaste London. And I think this is the first film where we saw a very negative emotion like jealousy and which is not a space that you went into earlier. This was a kind of almost like an unfamily friendly space, if you will. I don't mean it in a bad way.
I agree. It had some dark moments.
Dark moments, yeah.
Yeah, it had, because you see Ajay whipping himself and all, which is very unlike whatever I have done.
Yeah.
But I always think that every script should be treated on its own merit.
Right.
If I'm making a film on jealousy, I should make that guy really, really jealous. Jealousy is a very negative emotion, but it's a very natural emotion. And everybody has that emotion in some degree. So you don't want to make a sweet film on jealousy. If you are selecting a subject which is inherently intense and dark in some parts, then go all out.
Yeah.
That is how I made that film. And every film of mine, I don't consider myself as A type of a filmmaker or B type of filmmaker. I am only a storyteller, so I am committed to the story, and then I just go all out. I don't think about what I have made in past, what this film will do or not do. I don't think of anything. I just go with full honesty and try and do my best in that script.
Right. How do you deal with jealousy?
I actually have the least amount of jealousy.
Okay.
I have a lot of appreciation. As you might have seen when I talk about everybody, including my own generation directors, I learn from every director. See, I am a guy who's never attended a film school. I've never assisted anybody. I just one day became a director because I was directing in theatre. So I thought I know the craft, and it's about narrating a story. It's not about camera angle. So even today I learn, and I learn from every filmmaker and every film. And that's why I see almost every single film. Because some films also tell you what not to do. And every director has got something very unique about him, which I try to learn from and see if I can make my craft better. So I do feel that, अरे यार, काश मैंने ये film बनाई होती. That happens. But that happens in a very good way for me. Okay. It doesn't happen. I spend a lot of time thinking how he must have cracked it.
Okay.
How must have he thought of this particular scene? Why I can't think of a scene like this? I need to open my mind. I need to widen my horizon. I need to make it a little broader so that I can also think like this guy and see what amazing scenes he's got in his film. So for me, it's just that. Film is about learning.
So you take what could be a negative emotion and transform it into a positive energy.
I don't take it as a process. I don't have that process. It's just the natural reaction to a film when I see a film.
Right.
When I see a good film, I'm just overwhelmed. And even in an average film, if there are 4 scenes which are really wow, I'll take that home and I'll think about it, that how can I think like this and how can I create something like this? And I push myself harder. That's the only way I see the cinema.
What is the last film that made Vipul Shah go wow?
Last film that I loved Sitare Zameen Par, and I loved Sayyara also. And I thought that this was Mohit Suri's best work. Both the boy and the girl are phenomenal. And the fact that you take a young new boy and a new girl and give them such complex characters to pull off and get this outcome, fantastic.
Right.
And the way film has been executed, the way it has been shot, the music, the way music has been used in background, fabulous. And on the other hand, and I saw both the films on the same day.
Sitare and Sayyara.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had missed Sitare earlier, so I saw 5 o'clock show Sitare, and 8:30 I went to see the same cinema hall, 2 shows back to back. And that happens with me a lot of time. Hats off to Amir and Prasanna for taking these kids, these specially able kids, and actually cast them in a film and make a 2-hour, 40-minute film. Anybody would get scared and say, no, if you are making subject like this, can't go beyond 2 hours, maximum 2 hours, 5 minutes. But they did not. They just let the story play itself out. They just allowed it to grow naturally. And all these kids, they have to get this kind of performance out of them. And to make a film with sports, it's phenomenal. And in a commercial world where your last few films have not done well, there is tremendous pressure on you. And you take a subject which is most unlikely to succeed. I think that to me is courage and conviction. So I think both the films have too many good things to offer.
Let's talk about your next film, which is Action Replay. How did that come about?
Again, Action Replay was my play, which again Aathi had written, and it was a very, very big success. And we used to get once more when we used to perform song. It was a musical. People will make us go back and re-perform the song again and again. So it was a amazing high and great fun. So when London Dreams was happening, I wanted to make another film with Akshay. So I went and narrated him this. And by then Akshay was very, very well established as a great actor for comedy. He had done some of the best films, and he was amazing in humor. So I went to him and he loved the idea, and that's how it started. And so we made the film. And of course, to get somebody like Aishwarya Rai Bachchan to come, it was fantastic. And we had great time making the film. Of course, it didn't do well, so that was a bit of a downer. But that is how the film happened.
How do you, just like you analyze the success of Sayyara, how do you analyze the failure of something like Action Replay?
I think there were two factors which I failed as a director. One was the look of Akshay Kumar.
Okay.
The first half look, the ugly look. And Akshay had told me, Vipul,
with
don't
that floppy
do this.
wig and all that.
Wig and teeth and this and
Right,
that.
right,
and
right.
Akshay had told me, Vipul, don't do this. This is stretching it too far. People will not like it. And I said, no. We have presented you in every different avatar and audience has always liked you. And you are an actor who keeps doing these new things. So let's try. And he said, okay, if you want to try, I'll try. I have no problem, but I'm telling you it's a mistake. So I think that proved to be pretty fatal. And the second thing is I could not create the world of Action Replay as well as I should have. So the film every film has its own world.
Yeah.
And the director creates that world. Of course, all the HODs are always there to help you achieve that world. But when you cannot create a world correct, then the films don't do well. I think it didn't do well. My world creation was not up to the mark, and Akshay's look. But today, it is one of the most viewed film on OTT and satellite. I keep getting the notification that it is one of the highest viewed film. Because it's funny, it's comedy, whatever, and it has that sweet emotion at the core of it. And Aditya Roy Kapoor was launched in that film as a second lead to Akshay. So uh, when I see it now, I feel that, yeah, I mean, I could have created the world better.
Right.
So I think it's solely my error that that film didn't do well. It had the potential to actually do much better, but I failed.
I felt that there was one very interesting song in that film, Zor Ka Jhatka, that was very unlike the earlier songs in your films because there was a cut on almost every half line or one line. There was, even though there was Aditya Roy Kapoor, Akshay, Aishwarya, and Neha Dupia, and you kept cutting on every half line or something like
Yeah.
that. Whose idea was that to make it like that kind of a video?
Actually, we made the set in a lot of hurry.
Huh.
I was not happy with the set when we reached there to shoot, and our dates were running out. Akshay was moving on to another film, and Ganesh Acharya was my choreographer. So I had this discussion with him that, look, I am not happy with the visual quality of this set. What can we do? And he said, I will do one thing. Let's picturize the song as a fast cut. So I said, so which means we will need to have a lot of footage. We don't have time. So what are we going to do? How are we going to shoot so many cuts? So he said, I'm just going to shoot like the entire song on Akshay, then on Ash, then on Aditya Kapoor, and like that. And then we will figure it out.
So you
in edit.
shot the song 4 times
Yeah.
and then cut it.
And so we shot it almost 12 times
Wow.
in one day. We just kept rolling and we just kept capturing. And then sat down on the edit and we were blown with. And then we were dependent on actors' energy and performance to make that song work because the surrounding was not great. And so, but Ash, Akshay, Neha Dhupia, Aditya Roy Kapoor, they're all fantastic dancers and performers. So they pulled it off.
Right, right. Actually, that's a great story about how sometimes creative decisions come from odd places,
Oh yeah, it happens all the time
All the
in
time.
cinema.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And your last film directed so far, which is 2017's Namaste England. How did that come about?
So again, Akshay had told me this idea, and I wrote the film. And again, Akshay was busy with Ravan. Ravan, Robo, Rajnikant sir's film. He was busy with that, and he had no time. And then he told me that, Vipul, it's okay if I've given you the idea, whatever, but you've developed it yourself. Now you can take another actor. We'll work on something else. So I met Arjun and Pariniti, and they loved the script, and we worked on that. And we made the film the way it should have been made. Yeah, I mean, that's how the process was. Again, it's one of those simple processes where you don't have to go through too much of a grind.
Yeah. Apart from this, the films that you have been associated with as a producer, the most high profile of them are the Force and Force 2 films with John Abraham, and then the Commando films, which have 3 parts.
Holiday.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the
Franchise.
Action franchise. Are you a big action fan?
Oh yes, I am.
Okay.
I am. And I also felt that in India, the hand-to-hand combat was not done well.
Right.
So when I met Vidyut, I thought this is the chance to change that.
Right.
Because this guy can do something that no Indian actor has been able to do. And so we decided to change the way action is shot. We decided to get Hollywood crew, and we got a Hollywood crew and we shot the film. And it was in a very, very tight budget. He was a new boy. Nobody was ready to back him with the kind of budget we needed. So we begged and begged to all the Hollywood guys to come and do it for a very, very low price. And we did everything. And then Vidyut came up with this outstanding action. And when it comes to John, we decided to use his size. So in Force 1, we had this moment where he picks up the bike and throws it on a guy. and in the second part he lifts a jeep from the back. So we thought that John is a guy who's massive, and we should use that size to show the raw power that the man has. And with Vidyut, we decided to get a completely different hand-to-hand combat style in Indian cinema. And I think that both these films have contributed in making our hand-to-hand combats much better than what they used to be.
Yeah.
So that is great, because you take a genre which is the most popular genre, and then if you are able to bring about some improvement in the way it is done, that's a big credit. A lot of credit to Vidyut and John for how they have put in the long hours and worked so relentlessly and worked hard to achieve certain. You look at the knife action sequence in Force 2 Climax. John went to Bangkok, rehearsed it for 5 days with the team there to get it absolutely perfect, and then he came and we shot here. So that kind of dedication really helps you to achieve certain results. So very, very happy with that.
Yeah. So what's next for Vipul Shah?
What next? A new story, maybe something that I have not done.
You're doing the Kerala story too.
I wouldn't want to actually right now talk about it, because we are still in the process of
Discussing.
seeing it through. I mean, so right now I don't know where it will land.
Okay.
So, but the big thing that we are doing is our company is going public now.
Okay.
Yeah, we are going into the share market, raising funds, capital, so that we are able to make better cinema. And I think that Indian industry is sitting on a terrific future. The future is very, very bright for Indian cinema. So we want to be slightly ahead of the curve. We want to be there when that actually happens and capitalize.
What does this future consist of? I mean, what kind of films are you talking about?
So see, the simple thing is that Indian number of theatres today in India, forget the South, are approximately 5,000 screens.
Okay.
China has approximately 60 to 80,000 screens. And we are very similar in demography and the size and all of that. So if India can even go to, say, 25,000 screen, 20,000 screen, the box office numbers will become 4 times more. And the expectation of audience from cinema will also become that much better, that much more demanding. And the cinema's quality will have to become much better. You will have to introduce new genres which you generally don't attempt in cinema because of budget. All those genres will come in. So you don't want to be at that time struggling. You want to be ready. And this is going to happen. It's not a dream which is far off or nothing. You look at every year we are adding 500, 700 screens. And now that box office is back on track, the COVID effect is slowly weaning off. The process of building multiplexes will become faster.
Okay.
And as a result, and once that kitty of Indian theatrical goes up, your OTT, satellite, all prices will start going up as well.
Okay.
So the recoveries are going to be much bigger, and as a result, the demand or the expectation from the quality of the film from audience is going to be much higher.
Okay.
So we want to be ready for that. We want to look at that future and say, okay, we are here.
So while me and my crew were walking in, there was this puja being conducted for an upcoming film.
Yeah.
Is it too early to talk about it, or do you want to talk?
No, it's a film that we are very, very excited about. It's a film called The Governor.
Okay.
Manoj Bajpayee is frontlining it, and Chinmay is the director of the film. It's a film about the biggest turning point in Indian history after independence.
Okay.
Which is your period of 1989, 90 and 91. Before 91, if I tell a youngster that India did not have Coke and Pepsi, and you did not have malls, and you did not have this flat screen TVs, to this, to that, to everything, a phone line would take 1 year to get installed in your house. He would say, what are you talking? How is it even possible? Which India are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're talking about something that is probably 200 years back.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's actually 35 years back. And India was going to become bankrupt. That if you tell a youngster, he'll say, what? India bankrupt, today we are the fourth largest economy. So what happened in that phase and how India chose this very, very critical path and transformed itself into a global powerhouse today. So it's a story of those people at that time, what they did, how they managed, how they maneuvered that entire period, and I mean, stopped India from becoming bankrupt, but not just that, they turned around everything in our economy. So I think it's a brilliant story. Much must be told, and today's audience will, I think, love to see it.
The story of liberalization.
In a way.
In a way, right. And what's next for you as a director?
I have just made a film called Hisab.
Okay.
It's the second bank robbery film that I have made after Aathi.
Okay.
I've been waiting and I've been searching for a subject which is, unique, because after Aathi, I could not have made a bank robbery film which was regular. So, and then I had this idea and I thought this is one idea which is extremely unique and it's fun. It has got a lot of scope for humor, relationship, emotion, and the bank robbery is absolutely unique.
Okay.
And that drew me to that subject. That has been now shot. We just completed the shooting. Jaideep Ahlawat and Shefali and Abhishek Banerjee are the frontliner of the film. Because I wanted great performers for the film.
Yeah.
Every person should look great. Nobody should be beyond suspicion. That was the whole point of the casting. So I wanted actors more than stars with strong images. I mean, if you take a big actor, you know that whether he can be this or that.
Yeah.
It's easy to guess. So I wanted actors who've done every kind of role.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's turned out quite well.
Nice.
So hoping for it to release soon.
Right. And so I reached the end of what I wanted to do, but thank you very much because you kind of took us through a journey. And that's very interesting because I think more than the individual filmmaker, the filmmaking journey tells a story of eras, tastes, public audiences, whatever it is. So thank you for that. Yeah. And I also wanted to ask you, when you came in versus now, which has been roughly a 20-year period, maybe a few years more, what is the one thing that you have seen change?
Relationships are no more the reason why you make a film.
Okay.
Or do a film.
Okay.
It's become pretty cut to cut. In our times, I'll tell you, when I was making Waqt, I was starting my own banner with Mr. Manmohan Shetty. And he's been a wonderful partner in my journey. But when Mr. Bachchan and Akshay came to know that I'm starting my own banner, they refused to take money for the film. That was the kind of relationships we used to enjoy. And as I said, 10 minutes narration and the film is done. That, I think the personal equations have been replaced by a lot of structures and a lot of technical things. That's one of the most dramatic change that I see in the industry. And there are, of course, great technical improvements and all of that. But that everybody knows. Yeah. That's visible. What's not visible is that relationships are not the primary reason for people to work with each other. There is much more than that now. I don't know whether that's good or bad. That's for people to decide. For me, I felt that it's not the best thing that could have happened. I thought we are all artists, and being together in a relationship, doing things for each other, I think that was a wonderful phase which seems to be gone now.
Yeah, and especially because you come from theatre where everybody
yes,
is together all the time.
Yeah.
So that, but even in this new era, I hope you start your, I don't know what, like your new directorial journey soon.
After Hisab again, I will. But what happens is that somebody comes with something amazing. and you cannot say no to it, and you say, okay, I will direct later, but I need to make this
You
film.
need to
And-
produce this film.
And I don't produce films which is like a corporate job. If the film is being made, that means whether I'm directing or I'm not directing, I'm involved in every piece of it.
Yeah.
And I need to spend as much time on it as probably my director spends on it. So you can't do too many things if your working style is such.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes I push my own films a little later. Sometimes I might have written a film and somebody comes and gives you a way he can direct this film, and you feel, oh my God, he's thinking way better than me. I happily give it to him and say, you make it.
Yeah.
Because whether I'm directing or somebody else is directing, as a company, we want to grow and narrate some really good stories.
Yeah.
That's the only bottom line of what we want to do. So we don't care. I mean, I personally don't care what my role is,
Yeah.
as long as I'm attached to a good film.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
INDICUS Photo Durable Exterior Paint with Duro Color Technology.
Joyalica's world's favorite jeweler diamond wedding collection by Pride.
Aashik, India's #1 trusted gold buyers. We release pledged gold instant cash payment.